Hello guys, welcome to my new video. This video will be about Google Gemini AI and I will show you how to create Flow component to communicate with Google Gemini API. We live in times where everyone wants to use AI everywhere. It can be very useful for many cases, and I think that if you work with Flow application from Total.js, you ask yourself at least once a question: can I use AI here? Let's be honest, I don't know what is your use case, but I know how you can get your Google Gemini AI component to your Flow, and now I will show you how you can get it. First of all, we need to install our Flow application. If you are here, I'm sure that you know how to install Flow, so I'm not going to explain it here step by step. But if someone is completely new here, please go to one of my older videos about installing the Flow application. That video was meant for the installation of Flow for the IoT platform, but you can go just through installation and then skip the rest of the video. Now we can go right to creating of a new component. So we have to click here and click create a new component. And now, as you can see, there is already a predefined structure for Flow components. As first, I will just remove parts which we will not need. So it's this and all of this. README, we can have some README. Styles, okay, we can leave it here. And this script can go away. And also this footer can go away. Now this is just the simple structure, and we can continue right here and change our component ID, which will be Gemini API. This value has to be unique for every component, and if you accidentally use ID from another component, that component will be replaced. Second one, we can change name, which will be Gemini API, for example. Now the icon can be Google, author, I will put here my name, group, it can be services. And the next step is config. Config is very important. Data defined in this object we will use later in the settings. Some things we don't want to hard code, but we want to be able to change them in component configuration. Then every component of Google Gemini API used in our Flow stream can have different configuration with some default values. In our case, we want to be able to set API key without predefined value, model, because we want to be able to change which model to use, and output, because we want to be able to choose if we want to have a full response on the output or only text. We can put here some default values like Gemini 1.5 flash, and as output we will set all. Input and output can stay like this because we want to have one input to our component and one output for fine responses and one output for error responses. As next, we can see in predefined form of component, here is export make and instance message. It is all we need for our component. So this code, which will be explained now, will be all in instance message, because this is the part where we will receive value from input of our component. If it stays like this, it means that the value we will get on the input we will send to the output. But this is not what we want. As first, we have to check if the value we received at the input is correct. So our first condition here will be, data. So if we don't receive any data, we will send to our error output message with text input data are missing. And then we will return. So we will end our function here. The next condition will be for our API key. Because we have to set our API key in the configuration. And the data in the configuration we can get by config.API key, and it's the value from here. And if we don't have this value, we will send to our error output text you have to configure API key and return. The next condition will be for processing our input data. We want to be able to process text data or data in object. So if data includes text, we will set data to data.text. So now if we will receive only data as a string, it will stay same, and if we will our input data as object with property text with string value, we will set it like this. And now the condition to check this will be if type of data is not string, we will send to the output our error output text error wrong input format and return. Now we have to transform our input data into structure which is suitable for Gemini API, and we can see it here. So it should be context array with object part array with object text. So to get this, I know that there are more ways to get this, but I will do it like this. I will define object and then object property contents, which will be array, then property var message parts, which will be again array, then this message part I push their object with property text and the value from data, and then var content will be object, and I can put here already parts, which will be message parts, and then object contents push content. This should be it. Now I have to cut this video and we will continue in the next one because it's already longer than I want it to be. So see you in the next one where we will finish this component and we will try it in a real case. Bye and have a nice day.